Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hi, don't mind me. I'm just skipping ads on my own channel to get to the chat. Really, Fiona, that's really great to hear. I have to say, like, that is the video I've put the most effort into ever. I really wanted to get it right, but still keep it short. I cut out so much, so many like anecdotes and stories, and I know you like those things, but I really needed to make sure I got I didn't want to lose track of the focus, you know. Hey, Delwyn, how's it going? Good morning. Yeah, I know that people probably will find that video a little too meaty, but felt good to do it. So, how are you guys? It's been like a week. I hope everything sounds and looks okay. I have the camera at a weird angle right now because of what I'm going to do today. And I'm just experimenting. I have an idea for my camera. And I think I got rid of the vibration of the machine, you guys. And man, it wasn't easy. But I did it. So I'm really glad it worked. So today I really struggled to come up with something to stream. I have tons of stuff to sew, but I also wasn't sure what I'm doing next week. So I didn't want to start something that I had to finish next week. And I also don't want to start any projects for myself this time of year because there's a lot of things I want to sew for others. So, but I figured this, we could just hang out and chat. And I removed the waistband of my Ames jeans. So here's the deal. I actually love the Ames jeans. They fit me really nice. And I really love this particular pair because this is the pair I put the cats on the back. Oh God, the quality is really terrible. And I need to clean my glasses. Like right off the bat. Hey Terry, how's it going? Well, I'm glad. Hey Marin, how's it going? You just woke up from a nap? Nice. I am not the napping kind. You know, like I want to be sometimes and I just can't. Like I've tried. If I'm taking a nap, my family's like, she's not feeling good, you know. Hi, Nancy. Hello from Oklahoma. Hello from California. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Supper and cards. All right, so let me adjust the lighting a little bit. So usually my camera's like right here, you know. Whoa. I'm not actually taking time off when I'm not streaming, you guys. I just want you to know I'm trying to do some things to, well, I'm trying to make video, and I'm also trying to improve a few things I think you guys are going to like. Is that better? I'm going to do the exposure up. Oh, no. I was like, oh. I mean, it's okay. What if I have a light right here, but I just, yeah. Let's see, how's that? That's a little better. That's not what they look like in real life, though. This is like a green top stitching. And they've also obviously been worn a bit. But these, I thought like maybe I lowered the rise on these, but I went and checked and I didn't. They're very low rise. That's one thing I will say about the Ames jeans. And for me, I have a belly that doesn't really work for me. And maybe it works better for some folks, but it doesn't work for me. So, hey, Julia. Hi, Ray. Yes, exactly. Waking up, getting relaxed. I said it was a chill day, right? So, what I find is I didn't also put belt loops on this, and that could have helped, but I also lost my belts, and they just were discovered. So that's great. I didn't put the belt loops on really just probably because we needed to end the stream that day. And I was like, you know, I never wear a belt, so I'm just going to leave the belt loops off. And this is the one time where they would have been really useful because they're just too low rise. It's too low rise for me. So, you know, I just started thinking about it. I just think about things for a long time. And I also dread them for a little bit. There's the dread factor because, you know, like removing the waistband and... Oh, the other problem with these pants is that for some really strange reason, the zipper I put in them didn't lock at the top. And I can't tell if I mispurchased. I know I bought it locally. If I mispurchased it or if that store just mistook the brass zippers for being jeans zippers. But it was a bag zipper. And so they would slowly come unzipped over the course of the day. You know? So I was like, yeah, I really got to fix that. It wasn't a big deal. Like it didn't really, no one really could tell. It didn't like gape, but you know. So I removed the zipper fly and I removed the waistband. This is the one waistband, like I bound the bottom. So this is the inside, you know. So here's my button. Look how bright it is for you to see all that detail, you know, the buttonhole. So I just popped this off and now it's going in the trash. Here's the fly shield here. So when you have to do something like this, I don't recommend, you know, taking a big old drink and then going for it. I recommend chipping away at it. Remove all the stitching and don't try and save yourself time by taking out the minimum. Because I have done that. Oh, I am like the classic person of, I'm just going to whip this out. And I end up causing so much more trouble for myself and it taking so much more time because I didn't just take the time to remove as much as possible. And so what I did was I removed even there was an edge stitching right here, which kind of pained me to do, but because then now I'm going to have a back stitch right here. So I can't go all the way down here because I have a seam unless I want to take all that out too. And then you're just kind of getting into this like never-ending amount of stuff you're taking apart. And it's not as bad as you think too because all these pieces were individually serged. So taking out your zipper fly is really not that bad. Just be really careful with your denim and try and focus on using your seam ripper on the side of the pants that's not going to snag. 'Cause when you have stretch denim as well, especially, I feel like stretch denim is a little fragile and you can pull the little stretch thread really easily in there. So yeah. Hey Margie, how's it going? Oh, the Dawn jeans? You made the really low rise? That's so interesting. Mine are so high rise. But I made the high rise version and my ginger jeans were kind of low and so I raised the rise on those. Yeah. Yeah, that's so weird. Mine are so high rise. Like they're like up to my rib cage because I'm pretty short waisted. So I took this out and I took out this top stitching too because what I want to do is I always want to try and sew this the way you normally would sew the zipper fly so I'm not trying to leap through any fiery hoops to do it. So I wanted to return all these pieces to before they got a zipper in them, and I did. So that'll be easier. So the other, this is like the most straightforward thing I'm doing today. But look at how low rise these are. Like this is a very short zipper. Sorry, it's so bright. This zipper measures 5 inches from just the metal is 5 inches. And look, it won't fit in here. That is really short. And it might be partly because it doesn't come low down, which I am totally a fan of. I don't really like it when the zipper goes, like the Dawn jeans, that fly is really long. So, hi, Libby. Yeah, me too. That's interesting. You threw in the scrap bag. Oh, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind, though. I am there with you. I thought the Dawns only came high-waisted as well. That's so interesting. Interesting. I've made 2 pairs of Ash jeans by Megan Nielsen in the last few weeks, and I'm about to make my 3rd. I made 1 pair because I just wanted to have another pair of jeans. I needed a pair. And then I was like, you know, you really want to make a how to sew jeans video, so I recorded one, and the sun went down, and the lighting changed so much I didn't notice. I have to scrap that whole video. So I've cut out another pair. I'm going to have 3 pairs. So I don't know, Nancy. Maybe it came in different rises and it wasn't obvious. Okay, so let's get to it. So the other thing I'm going to do today is, you guys all know I bought this a really long time ago. Doesn't the frames look weird? I've been noticing this lately. I'm just going to check one thing. No, it says 30 FPS. I think it's just too bright. Right? Anyway. Hi, Beverly. Yeah. I know, the alterations are kind of fun. All right, so I got this buttonhole attachment. So let's be clear about why I have this. I have a machine that does not zigzag. So don't just rush out to buy this thing if you aren't in the same situation. It's a very affordable thing. It's like $30, I think, right? If someone can confirm that. I can't remember. I feel like it's pretty affordable. Oh, they were Ash jeans. Were they button fly, Nancy? My Ash jeans aren't low rise either, though. The button fly are Dawn, and they're non-stretch. Ash are zipper fly and stretch. So yeah. So I have this, and what it's going to do is, once it's attached to my machine, it's really cool when you see it. It's like looking like a little a train sitting on your machine. It's going to move. The attachment moves, not the machine, and then you get your zigzag buttonhole. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? So I know Layla sews from Muna and Broad. I know she did a video on this, because seeing her video made me go, you know what? I think I will get that. Even though she had a funny little thing with it. I can't remember what it was. And I cannot find her video for the life of me. I've searched YouTube for Layla Sews, Muna and Broad. I found all the Muna and Broad videos. I could not. I looked on her website. I looked on her Instagram. I couldn't find it. Maybe she removed it. Maybe because of that weird little issue she had. But I found one by Atlas because they do machine stuff. And I'm going to try it today. So I've had it way too long, and I just kept forgetting about it, and then I just kind of got to that procrastination tipping point. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that today, and it's kind of perfect. I'm like, oh, you know what? I could actually do it on these jeans. I just realized that right before the stream. Oh, and here's my really wide waistband. Look at that. I doubled the height of my waistband. This is going to be a weird experiment, you guys. This is where we're at. We're at I don't really want to wear these as much as I want to wear. Like, I want to wear these jeans. I love the way they look. But I don't like the shimmy, shimmy Cocoa Pop all day long. And so I'm going to make this really wide waistband. I pinned it together, pinned it to the pants, tried it on. I was like, you know, this actually might work. So it's a weird thing. You know what? I have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, I'll just take it off. And I'll just put a regular waistband on it. All right, so let's get to it. I like them both, Carrie. Nancy, Ray. Oh, do you have a question? If the dentures fit great, could a sewist use the crotch patterning and adjust that on the dawn of the ad? Yes, absolutely, Ray. Yeah, Nancy, I'm kind of curious. You do not have to pay to have a question answered, Ray. I could lie. That's what you just had an ad as a. Yeah, you know why, Carrie? Okay. So this is. I know I'm being a little bit all over the place right now. I'll get back to your question about if the Dawn and Ash jeans are weird, and they are not. There's nothing weird about them. But someone said they were too low rise for them. So now we're trying to figure out if they actually were the Dawn jeans. That's all. But I finally figured out how to schedule my stream today and actually connect the scheduled one so you guys didn't have to refresh and go back to my other one. And when you set it up, it has all of the questions of an uploaded video, like monetization and stuff like that. And so I got an ad too. In fact, I was almost a little late because I was like skipping ads to put it on my phone. So sorry about that. Right, Libby? I think it will be funny, but I think it will be really comfortable. It's kind of going to be this hybrid between the Itch to Stitch pull-ons. Your Dawn jeans have a zip fly, Fiona. Huh. Are you sure? Did you use one of their hacks for that? They have a hack for that. Okay, unless they came out with one, I'm kind of uncomfortable here. All right, let's just get this going here. Let me find some navy blue thread for the seam. I'm just going to use this for the center front seam. I got everything else set up. I was a little nervous, I have to admit, about the buttonhole attachment. It's one of those things where I want it to work, and I also don't want it to be too hard to install. When I watched their it's like a 3-minute video, so it's not very detailed. I was like, this is going to be fine. So there's some washi tape stuck on my machine here. All right. So how are you all doing? Okay. So what I like about the Ames Jeans zipper fly is it's sewn in the way I like to sew a zipper fly. I will say the one thing I don't like about the Ash jeans is I do not like the way the zipper fly is sewn. You know, it's a different way. I also feel like my zipper shows on those a little bit more. All right, so we're going to sew this center front seam with the basting stitch. And I'm just looking for my original notch right here. See it right there? Do you want me to tone down the brightness? Just let me know. I can feel my top stitching right there. All right, so I'm going to put it at the regular stitch until, where's that little notch? Is this it right here? Yeah, that is it. No, wait. There it is. Okay. This has a pocket stay, so that's why you see the pocket going all the way to the center front. And now I'm going to switch to, I'm going to do my back stitch. This feels a little weird. Like, mentally, I know this is the second time I'm doing it, so I'm psyching myself out right now. Not quite where it was before, but I can top stitch over that. Let's just make sure this looks nice and smooth. All right. Oh, it was a class in the, oh, they didn't want to do button. That's interesting. And they all had you do zips. That's cool. I actually like the way button flies look, but I like the way zipper flies work, you know? Because I tend to be lazy when I'm using the buttons and I don't use all of them, or I rip them apart, you know, and that's just not a good idea. Just makes your buttonholes stretch out, get worn out, you know, so. All right, so I'm putting in this green top stitching thread. Well, I have my book here because I want to go over some gift sewing ideas with you guys. All right, so we open this up, right? Here's your fly. I have a whole zipper fly tutorial that is way less clunky than this will be. Let's check it out. It's a little weird because my pants are all sewn together. Usually I just do this when I have the fronts done. Wait. I want these, oh, that's okay, that's okay. No, I don't. Okay, the other thing I noticed was that my back stitching here popped. See that? So the bobbin thread probably broke. So I need to fix that. Hi, Aisha. Yeah, I had it on the schedule to go live today. I just didn't have a plan. So one trick, if you want to cover up your ends, I can't really do it here. It looks like I did it here though, is that you can pull your thread to the back. I'm just going to back stitch though. Ooh, I don't want to be that crooked. I feel like my needle sits to the right of my presser foot because I do that a lot. I start to the right of where I want to be often. Hopefully no one's looking there, right? Everything else is weathering pretty good though. Green is getting a little tiny bit either faded or over dyed with the indigo, you know? All right, so now we have this sewn here and top stitched. And now we're going to put the zipper. So I'm a really big fan of having a zipper that actually fits inside tape to tape on your fly, especially if you're kind of a new at sewing zipper flies or they make you at all nervous. I highly recommend. I've stopped a project, waited to get zippers in just because I'm like, you know what? I just don't want any problem. It was for a recording a jeans how-to for someone that's coming out soon, and I didn't want to be dealing with removing brass teeth and junk like that, you know. So I recommend getting it so that the zipper fits tape to tape, and then this way you won't worry at all about top stitching your curve or putting your waistband on when you have to navigate around these metal things. Okay, so if you don't, like me, I don't have one that short, and I honestly not sure I could find one this short. This is a 5-inch zipper. Line it up to where the tape is at the bottom of your fly here. So opt for the extra teeth to be above the jeans, not below it. Because then when we go to top stitch our curve, we're in no danger at all of coming anywhere near this, and you can just kind of have some creative freedom and not worry, you know, so. Oh, really, Libby? Did you do a hack too? That is so interesting. All right, so wait, so let me look at their directions. I want to make sure, what do I do with those? Making sure, always make sure. I'll put it face down on this one, and then I sew on the right side of it. Okay, I almost sewed on the left side for some reason. I knew that felt weird. All right, so you line up your zipper tape to the seam there. And you can switch back to your non-top stitch thread if you want. And make sure it's face down. And then you flip it right? So that you can top stitch along this edge. I don't have a zipper foot quite yet, but I may need one in a little bit. Flip it, and then I like to say flop it. Flip it and flop it. And instructions never show it this way. I turn my pants upside down. It's way easier because then you can make sure this is nice and flat, right? See? Pull it apart, make sure everything's nice and flat, and then pick up these two edges and then stitch it down a couple times. This is when you need your zipper foot most likely. See if I can get away with not using it. Probably a bad idea. If I put one presser foot on the zipper, it works okay. Just make sure that your zipper can still go by there, and I'm not sure it can. Look at that. I can't really check it. We will in just a second. All right, and then I think we're going to take out our basting stitch and then top stitch. Yeah, all right, so now let's take out the top stitch, the basting stitch, I mean. So if you have to replace a zipper and you don't have to replace the waistband like I do, like I feel like, oh, I got kind of a free pass. I'm like, hey, if I need to replace this, I'm going to replace the waistband. Hey, if I need to replace the waistband, I'm just going to replace the zipper. You know, it's like a worth it more. But a lot of alteration shops, that's not what they're doing, right? They just have to replace the zipper, not the waistband. You can just remove it. I mean, look at mine. It's fully still sewable. Right? And then, you know, you just remove it right here at the center here. You still have plenty of room to sew. If it's a really narrow waistband, you may have a little more trouble. So just gauge it before you get too far, you know. Hey, Switrishness. Sometimes I do, but, you know, I'm just as lazy as the next sewist. I don't have a classic zipper foot. It's a very narrow foot. So yeah, your narrow foot can work. My problem is that I can't use it for the whole zipper assembly. It's just not like, it doesn't hold things very well, you know, because there's not enough like purchase on the fabric because it's so little real estate on the zipper foot itself. So I'm only using it for that. So if I can get around it, I do. Okay, so I'm going down to here. And I can see my old curve there too. So we're just taking out the basting stitch here. Till we feel our back stitch. I always pull really hard to cut these threads sometimes so they snap back into the pant. All right, so now we have that. Now we're gonna top stitch our curve. And if you want to, you know, stitch, pin it closed to kind of keep it in place. See what I like about this style is look how far away the zipper is from the center front. Then your zipper doesn't poke out. Like you don't see your zipper head right there. All right, now we're gonna top stitch. This is pretty awkward, so I'm gonna turn my pants inside out. I do think you kind of need a zipper foot in general. You'll probably be happy to have it on hand, you know? It's definitely saved me, and my chats definitely screamed at me, use your zipper foot. And they were absolutely right that I should be switching to it on certain things. They will tell you. And mine just looks like this. I only have 3 feet for my machine. It looks like this. See, it's very narrow. Let's put this book over here and waistband. to help the brightness. All right, so we're just going to top stitch this. Make sure everything's looking good. I'm not worried at all about the metal because we biased the zipper to the top. So now here's a good example. Like if you don't want to backstitch right here, if you have a nice long bobbin thread and top thread, so we'll just pull this out. Oops. Didn't know that would cut that self, so hopefully it's still long enough. So here I have a top thread and I have a bobbin thread because I didn't cut it using my industrial. And then you just pull it, using the bobbin thread, pull it, and it'll create a little loop of the top thread and pull that to the back, and now just hand tie it. I do this a lot. I think it just looks really cool, and because I can, like, I've definitely been more impatient than that. Oh, there we go. I think the drawback about this is that you have this little hand-tied, you know, section on the back of your jeans, and you can see, like, I have it here for my top stitch on my pockets. It doesn't bug me or anything, and they're not secure, but they are there, you know. You could probably use that glue we were talking about the other day. The what's it called? Oh, fray check. Sorry, it's too bright. Use fray check maybe. Okay. So now we have our zipper fly back in there. Now we just need to return our fly shield back to the jeans. Here's mine. So this is that little more rectangular piece, and it has the serging here and here. And this one you just attach to this other fly facing on this side. So let's see, we still do need our blue, don't we? No, we don't actually. No, we still need our green. That's what it is. This literally took longer to remove all these stitches than it did to put them back in. So I think what I'm going to do is sew this from this side so that my bobbin thread is what shows, so it just looks a tiny bit nicer in here, you know. Okay. All right, so now we have our fly shield back on here, and now all we have left is adding our bar tack back. And so remember, your fly shield stays behind the zipper, and then we're gonna put a little, I put a fake bar tack because I don't have a zigzag machine. I'll put about right here. And then if you want extra, another row of top stitching, you should have done that already. I don't usually do that because I do feel like I can never get that second row as nice. Hey, Walter. You always use the zipper fly method from Johanna. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. It was the Dawn jeans, but I cut the wrong size, my notes say. Oh, interesting. Yeah, well, it sounds like a zipper fly is more common than I thought on the Dawn jeans. All right, so if I want any other like a bar tacky type stuff, now's the time. Sometimes what I do is I do another line of stitching up and then go into this here. Sometimes I go straight across. Let's see, how much room do I have? You know, you can do something kind of fun like that. We'll put something else. Where's my, it's right here. So we'll just put it right here. Let's put a nice long tail again. I have an automatic cutter on my machine. That's why it's kind of hard for me to get a little tail sometimes. I have to be very conscientious of it. Otherwise, it'll only be like a ½ inch long. We're just having fun now. There's always one side that acts very uncooperative. And it's often because you've sewn through some of the strands of the thread, and it makes it harder to pull anywhere because it splits. Okay, just hand tie these. And now we're ready to put the waistband back on, which hopefully is what I want in these jeans, huh? Hi, Eliza. No worries. We're just hanging out. Okay, so now we have our zipper fly back in there. Yay, and I have a locking zipper, but now I have to really be worried about these. Oh, and I can get my zipper by, a little wax might be nice on this. There we go. Okay, so I can get my zipper by that really tight top stitching I did over here, which is great. Otherwise, I would have had to take one out, and I should have figured that out before I top stitched it. I was supposed to figure that out when I removed the basting stitches, remember? Okay, so right now we just want to make sure that our waistband is flush here. We're going to cut the zipper now between the teeth. We're not going to close our zipper at all, otherwise we'll be doing this whole thing all over again. All right, and to make sure I don't do that, I'm going to put a pin across my zipper down here so that it prevents me from zipping it up. Just a little of reassurance. I don't do that. So we have to worry about these. Now, some people remove these teeth. I've never had luck with it. I've even seen there's specific tools for them, so you have to do this a lot. You might want to get the tools, or maybe you got like a lot of zippers at a good price, and you just want to have the tool. I think Waywax sells it. All right, so here's my waistband. And let's just put this on with regular thread. Okay. Eliza, I saw your little post about you doing the turkey trot. It was kind of funny. Oh no, I didn't want to change this. I already had this. That was such a habit, huh? Okay. Come on. It knows. That's my least favorite thing to do. All right, so I have the center back on this waistband pinned because I was trying it on, so I'm going to sew that first. I just put a 3/8 inch seam. And I interfaced it. This is my outer waistband. And then we have my inner waistband right here. And so to make this wider, I actually let it taper so it would get smaller at the top, because I think that would be one thing that I might need. I think it'll be a little snug. I'm not going to cherry coat it, but I kind of wanted that because it's stretchy. So in other words, I took the waistband and then I removed, well, I didn't remove it, but I figured out what double the width would be, and then I just let it keep going straight up. So in other words, this is a curved waistband. This is obviously going to be a lot smaller in circumference than if it ended down here. So I just thought I would go with that instead of, you know, because I could have just said, okay, well, this circumference down here where the waistband originally ended measures, you know, whatever it measures. And I want to do that here. That's what you would do. You would just measure that same amount, like make your parallel line and measure from your center back, like keep your center back seam going perpendicular, you know, right here. And then when you get to this point here, you're like, okay, it actually comes out here. You're just going to straighten it up to there. Draw your line to meet it. In other words, you could just take your other waistband, put it up here, then trace it, and then just blend in this short edge on either end. So. The expressions on your faces were really funny, Eliza. Busted. All right, so I always sew my waistband from the inside out. Let's top stitch the center back seam. I had to do a center back seam because I didn't have enough fabric. In fact, I actually think this is the same fabric, but it's faded so much you really can't tell. Like I said, it's an experiment. We'll see, right? I'm just going to make this nice and flat. All right, so this is my bottom edge. I'm going to put it right side to wrong side here. Do you want me to let it be less bright, or is it okay? It's the frames that are kind of bugging me. This waistband I think is a little smaller as well. That's okay. I wanted it to stretch a little. It might be or maybe it's a little bigger. I can't remember. Ooh, that's awesome. I guess that's good, Carrie. All right, so remember, I did not shorten my zipper here, so I have to be really careful. I sometimes forget, and I've lucked out. But yeah, you probably should be really careful about that part. So I have my waistband right side to wrong side. And now when I go over my teeth, which are right here, I'm going to just walk my hand wheel and try and get around those teeth of the zipper. Here we go. Got pretty lucky that time. I'm just going to stitch it in the same spot. I love how I'm doing this as an instructional when you guys didn't even need that. All right, so here's my center back. So let's see, what do I have to do to get it to reach? Oh, that seems okay. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure I made this for 5/8 inch seams, but I can tell that it was sewn on with 3/8. So maybe that's either helping me or something I'm gonna have to deal with later. All right, same here. I'm gonna put a pin here so, I can actually see my zipper on this, which is really nice. The other one's the one you have to worry about. Oh, this works really good. I didn't end up using the Ames waistband because I didn't have it out. I just used the Ames Jeans because it's also a curved waistband. And I knew it worked on me. So sometimes you can ease waistbands onto a waist either way. Like if your jeans are a little big for the waist, you can ease them on. And if the waistband's a little big, you can ease it on sometimes. I sometimes have to do that because of whatever I want. What result I want. All right, so one thing we're thinking about is we want our waistband to match, right? Ooh, look at that. That is awesome. We're not in the clear yet. I have to do it 2 more times with the outer waistband. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is make sure our waistband matches. And honestly, it doesn't. So we're gonna like fix that. You see that little wing I have? It kind of angles up. We're gonna fix that. Let's see if that's better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of these backstitch threads. And now we'll put our waistband. Okay, so one thing I think I want to do. So what do you guys think? I think, like, because I'm doing the buttonhole attachment today, that I should do buttons and buttonholes. This seems really weird to do buttons and buttonholes on this really wide expanse. I feel like I'm going for the, like, sailor look or something, right? But because I'm going to do the buttonhole attachment, I kind of want to do it. So if I'm going to do that, I think I'm going to reinforce the fabric behind it. Maybe I would do it on the other one because it doesn't have the interfacing. Maybe that's what I'll do. But I did put a snap on one of my recent pairs of Ames jeans because I was like, why not? You know, like, then I don't have to do a buttonhole. So yeah, let's go put on some interfacing. I got some double-sided interfacing out. So I'm just going to fuse this. This has like a piece of paper on it. So this is a double-sided fusible web. See this? It's like this little filament here. It's basically a sheet of glue. It's called Wonder Under or Stitch Witchery. And then there's a paper side. So I'm just going to glue this to the fabric. I cut this last second, so. And then it makes it so that I can glue this piece of fabric onto that fabric over there. And then I don't have to stitch it in. And because I didn't want to add bulk to the seams around the waistband. Iron wasn't quite that hot. All right, and then you peel off this paper. Okay, let's glue it on a little better. It's kind of old too. We just used this to make a cocoon bag last month or the month before, remember that? And so I fused 2 pieces of fabric together to get a more sturdy fabric to make my cocoon. So it wasn't lined, because you know when you line it, the lining can be kind of baggy in a bag, and this would prevent that. It wouldn't be an affordable way to do production, but for a few gifts, it's nice, you know, for like bag making. All right, so now the glue is on there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it, barely. Keep that away from your iron. So can you see it? I don't know. I'm going to cut all the non-gluable fabric off. This is an experiment. I was just thinking, how can I make this, like, I feel like interfacing wasn't enough, you know, as a reinforcement. So I was like, well, I want a layer of fabric in there, but I don't want the fabric to go through to the seams because I feel like they get really, really bulky around the waistband. So this was what I was thinking I would do. Let's put this little piece of fabric here. So if this is folding over like that, I don't really need it there. I just need it like where the seam allowance isn't. Okay. It's like a lot of people use this for making patches, you know? something like that. This is also, I'm doing this to the inside, so it's not going to show to the outside, you know? So now I have this little invisible patch. I just wanted to stabilize. It's such a big piece of fabric that, you know, the bigger your piece of fabric is, the more stretch you're going to have. Now I have this other little patch. We'll do it on this side too. So we wanted about 1 1/4. All right. You know, maybe we should use the, we could use the Angela Wolf tip of using pinking shears. You know how she does that? I was talking about that the other day. She uses pinking shears on fusible things that might show to the outside, because the pinked edge, which is like a zigzag, won't show as much. I'm not too worried about this. It's the inside of my waistband. I can't really see it either. Okay. You know me. I'm always experimenting. Weird stuff. We'll see. Whatever I end up doing, if it's buttons and buttonholes or snaps. All right. Oh, man, look at that. I have my thread. Let's see if I can pull it through. Oh, I can. There we go. All right, we can take this pin out too, because we have it secured now. It's kind of a shame that it does this, isn't it? Maybe I should have serged that off. Extra fabric. I hate that. And now you're going to hate it too. All right, so we're going to put this right sides together. Look at this gigantic thing. This is going to be hilarious. Oh! There's landscapers here. All right, so we're not worried about our zipper quite yet. We're going to be worried about it when we do the top stitching, you know, the most nerve-wracking part. All right, let's see. I'm so excited about having these jeans fixed. This is the kind of thing I would have just done by myself and then like kind of been scrambling to do it so I could get it done between streams or something. I am sorry I'm subjecting you to it, but at the same time, like, it's really helpful for me. Plus, I don't want you to think that all my things turn out perfect all the time. I have the same issues, right? You just pulled yours out. What did you just pull out? All right. I think this is going to be a little wider than I planned because I designed it for 5/8 inch seams. Come on. This is very stretchy. This is very stable, so I'm having to ease it a little bit. Didn't seem like I was going to need to. So, oh, how is the vibration? Is it better? Have you guys noticed? Meaning, is it less? Really hoping. I don't know why I put a pin there. That was the end, but that's okay. All right, so I've been trying to come up with the gift sewing week things. And that I'm going to do the week of December 5th. I mean, I guess I could split it between 2 weeks. What if I did that? So here's what I'm thinking right now as far as gift sewing. I'm going to do all free patterns. And I'm going to do the Helen's Closet Sam's apron that just came out. It's kind of cool. It's got the crisscross straps. I'm going to do the, and I'm open to feedback. Beverly, was it you that told me about the microwave bowls? I feel like you might have sent me a link too. So, all right, yeah, Sam's apron. I want to do a rice or flaxseed neck warmer. And that is actually a pattern I'll probably have to make myself, but I'll just make it available to you guys. I might not even make that just a Patreon one. Look at that. I have so much extra here. We're just going to let it go. Sometimes you got to fib. So I think the microwave bowl thing would be kind of fun. And it's so funny because my mom actually was like, you know what? I love this thing I just got at a craft fair. And it was one of those microwave bowl things. And I was like, I know about these. Are you, Danny? That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah. So, okay, this is kind of a problem here. Let's check this out here. Look at that. I can't do that. I have to go back up. I can't cheat. All right. So yeah. So the Sam apron, rice or flaxseed neck warmer. And then here's my other ideas. I was thinking of pajama bottoms because there's a couple of free pajama bottom patterns out there. And I think a lot of people make pajamas this time of year. And probably you guys are probably already done